Hi, welcome to day 5 of our 30-day yoga journey inwards. Today is all about connection, connecting to our body on a deeper level, speaking to the mind, the body and the soul, and just really beginning to understand ourselves and where we are at. So today's class we're going to begin on our backs, on our mats. So coming down to sit, bringing the feet out in front of you, and then rolling down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming to rest on your back, on your mat. And then taking the soles of your feet and bringing them together and just allowing the knees to drop open in a reclined butterfly position. Then from here, we're going to take one hand and just place it on our heart center and the other hand on top of that one on the heart. And then just beginning to tune into the breath. The breath is one of the easiest tools that we can utilize to really connect into our bodies, really simply and quickly. So noticing how it feels to be breathing in your body today, in this moment. Now bring your attention to your hands on your chest. What can you feel underneath your hands? Can you feel your heart beating? Just beginning to tune in and listen to that heart. Feel it. The heart, such a vital organ. Pumping the blood through our bodies, really keeping us alive. The space of love, the space of connection. Just taking a moment here to really honor your heart. We really live in a world these days of such disconnection. We're always on our devices, watching screens. And even often at times when we make the time to connect with people through going to lunch or dinner, so many people still spend a lot of that time glued to their devices, as opposed to actually connecting with others. So just really honouring yourself here in this time, in this space, and creating that connection with yourself. Because you are so important, you are so vital, and you are so loved. So connect inwards, connect with yourself. We're going to release our hands from our heart and just bringing them down beside you and taking them underneath the thighs and just helping to bring the thighs together. Bringing the knees into the chest and taking your hands behind the backs of your knees. And we're going to begin to gently rock up and down our spine. Just taking a couple of rolls here. And then coming up to sit, and we're going to cross our legs and roll over onto hands and knees. So hands are under our shoulders, knees are under our hips. Taking a breath here. Then extending that right leg back, toes tucked under, and begin to connect into your core space. Activate that core and then lifting the leg up from the hip. Nice and long through the leg. Now you can point the toes of that right foot here, taking an inhale And as we exhale, bring that knee in towards the nose. Inhale, take it long. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, knee comes in. Good. One more time, taking that leg long, and exhale, round through the spine. Stretching that leg out before lowering the knee to the mat. Good. Keeping that core activation on as we take the left toes, tuck them under, and lengthen the left leg long. Lifting the leg from the hip. Really long line from the crown of the head at the heel of that back left foot. Taking an inhale, and then as you exhale, bringing that left knee in towards the nose. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, bring it in. Beautiful. Moving with your breath here. Connecting and allowing that breath to be what guides you to move. Taking that leg long, and then lowering the foot to the mat, and bringing the knee down. Good. Walking the hands forward and sinking the hips back for child's pose, bringing the forehead to the mat. Now this is your reminder that at any point in time, if you need to come back to this pose, then it is always an option for you to come here. Lifting up on an inhale, tucking the toes, and then lifting the hips up towards the sky. Downward dog. Now, as always, it's the first downward dog of the day, so you might like to walk your dog a little bit, moving your legs and your hips from side to side, stretching out here. Before really bending into the knees, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling so you can lengthen through the spine, and then beginning to straighten through the legs, bringing the heels towards the mat. Bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward. And find a half lift, long through the spine. Hands come into either the shins, thighs or the mat, whichever feels best for you here. And exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, reaching the arms up tall. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Taking a moment, tuning back into that heart, into the body. On your next inhale, we're going to bend the knees, sweep the fingers on the mat, and lift up into chair pose. Tailbone is gently tucked under here, shoulders down away from the ears. As you exhale, fold over the legs. Half lift as you inhale, coming up. And then exhale, plant the hands on the mat and step back through plank pose. Now, as always in plank, you can stay here or you can option to lower the knees. Whichever feels best for you. Now, everyone lower your knees, and we're going to bring our elbows into the sides of our bodies as we lower down halfway, push through, open up through that chest for cobra, and exhale back to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. And as you exhale, stepping that knee up the foot up between the hands. Lower that back heel and lifting up for warrior one. So our back toes are pointing towards the front corner of your mat. Heel is down, hips are coming towards the front of the mat. They're really square with the front of your mat. Breathing here, relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And on your next exhale, taking the hands to the mat. Step back through plank. Lower the knees, coming down halfway in chaturanga. push through for cobra. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it up between the hands. Lower that back foot, lifting up for warrior one. Squaring the hips to the front of the mat. Breathe in here. Can you relax through the shoulders a little further? On your next exhale, dropping the hands to the mat, stepping back through plank. Lower the knees, come down halfway in chaturanga. Push through for cobra. Exhale to down dog. Bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward. Find your half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bending into the knees, lifting the chest up for chair pose. Beautiful. And then exhale, come into stand. We're going to flow through that again and we're going to add on a little bit more. So as you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend into the knees, bringing the palms down in front of the heart center in prayer position. Tailbone gently tucked under, long through that spine. And from here, we're going to take our left elbow and cross it over to the outside of the right knee in a twist. Now just take a moment to look at your legs and just make sure that left leg is not tracking further forward than the right one. If it is, just gently bring it back in line. Breathing into your twist. Coming back through center on an inhale. And exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Checking your knee position. We want the knees to be in line here. Beautiful. Breathing into it. Allowing those exhales to help you sink in a little further. Coming back through center on an inhale and exhale, fold over the legs. Find that half lift. Then plant the hands and step back to plank. Option to drop the knees down, or if you want to stay here and come through a full chaturanga, coming forward ever so slightly, lowering down halfway, push through and up for cobra, open through the chest, and exhale back to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it between the hands. Lower that back foot, lifting up for warrior one. Beautiful. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart space, connecting inwards. From here, we're going to lean forward over that front knee. And we're going to take the left elbow to the outside of the knee in a twist. Now, if this feels a little bit much on the back leg, then you can lift up onto the toes of that back foot. But just listening to your body and whatever feels good for you here. Now, everyone coming up onto the toes of that back foot, and we're going to lift up for high lunge. Beautiful. Breathing here. Bringing those palms back in front of the heart, and we're going to really ground down into that front foot, lifting up and lifting the back leg off the mat, folding forward over that front leg for warrior three. Keeping the hands at the heart center here. Long from the crown of the head out the heel of that back foot. Then stepping back, coming back through your high lunge before planting the hands on the mat and stepping back through your plank. Coming down for your chaturanga. Pushing through, open up for cobra. Exhale back to down dog. Left leg lifts on an inhale, step it between the hands on an exhale, dropping that back foot, lifting up for warrior one. Breathing here, shoulders away from the ears. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart, connecting inwards. Leaning the torso over that front knee and taking the elbow to the outside of the left knee. Option to stay here, or if you want to lift up onto those back toes, lifting the heel off the mat, then option to do so. Now everyone coming up onto those back toes and lifting up for high lunge. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart. Breathing here. Grounding down into that front left leg, and we're going to lift up for warrior three. Folding over a long line from the crown of the head out that right heel. Hands at heart center. Activating the core. Connecting inwards. Stepping back into your high lunge, hands coming overhead. And exhaling, planting the hands on the mat, stepping back through plank. Coming down through your chaturanga, push through for cobra, and exhale back to down dog. Bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward. Find your half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, bending at the knees, lifting up for chair pose. Exhale, come into stand, hands to heart center. We're going to come through that one more time, but a little bit faster this time. So bend the knees, lifting up for chair. Exhale, hands to heart center. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Take a breath here. Coming back through center. Exhale, right elbow, right knee, left knee, sorry. Breathing here. Back through center on an inhale and exhale, fold over the legs. Half lift, plant the hands and step back through plank. Come through your chaturanga. Lifting up for cobra, open through the heart. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lifts as you inhale. Exhale, step it between the hands. Lower that back foot, warrior one. Hands to heart center, leaning forward over that right leg. Left elbow to outside of the right knee. Lifting up onto the toes of that back foot. Lifting the chest for high lunge. Hands come down to heart center, grounding down into that front foot. Lifting up for warrior three. Step back, high lunge. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back through plank. Lower down in your chaturanga. Push through for cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lifts as you inhale. Step it between the hands. Lower the back foot. Warrior one. Hands to heart center. Leaning forward over that left leg. Right elbow to the outside of the knee. Coming to the back toes. Lifting up, high lunge. Grounding down into that left foot. Lift and leaning over the leg for warrior three. Stepping back into high lunge, hands come overhead. Then planting the hands on the mat, step back through plank. Come through your chaturanga. Lifting up for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Pausing and breathing here. Option to come to child's pose if you need to. Just listening to your body and what it needs in this pose, in this moment. Bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward. Half lift. Fold over the legs. Grounding down into the feet, bending the knees, lifting the chest. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Bending the knees, coming into chair. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart, and we're going to just take our time and come down lower and lower and lower till we find our way onto our bottoms. Good. Taking the left leg long, bending the right knee in, and we're going to take our left arm and wrap it around the right leg, right arm behind in a twist. Giving that right knee a bit of a hug. Coming back through center on an inhale, extending the right leg out, bending the left knee. Lengthening up tall through the spine. Right arm wraps around that left leg. Left hand behind for a twist. Coming back through center. Lengthening both legs out. Sitting up tall through the spine. Arms up overhead and exhale, fold forward over the legs. As you inhale, lengthen a little bit more and then exhale, folding over. Inhale and lift up. Bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. Arms out in front and lowering down onto your back. Bringing the knees into the chest and giving them a really big hug here. Giving yourself a hug. And then sending the soles of the feet up towards the sky and taking the hands to the pinky toe sides of the feet for happy baby. And you might rock a little side to side, or you may find some stillness here, whichever feels best for you. And then from here, we're going to let go of the feet, lengthen the legs out long, and make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. So allowing the feet to drop open. Arms coming down beside you, palms faced up. And just taking this moment for you. Letting go of any thoughts. And just being here now. Taking some gentle movements through the fingers and the toes. A little bit bigger movements through the wrists and the ankles, and stretching the arms overhead. Now before we come up to sit today, we're going to bring our palms together in front of our hearts. Just bringing them down slowly. And we're going to take our hands and just walk them along the opposite arm and come to give ourselves a really big hug. So taking those hands behind the back of the body, giving yourself a lovely big hug here. Just taking this moment to feel this hug, giving yourself a little love. We're always so busy giving to others, but take this time, connect inwards with yourself and give yourself some love because you need it too. Releasing the arms, bending the knees and rolling to the right side and then coming up to sit. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart. And we're going to share in an Om together today. So we're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, we will come to the sound of Om. So taking an inhale and exhale. Om. Connecting inwards, connecting to the universe, connecting to your mind, body and soul. I hope you enjoyed this practice of connection today and that you really were able to tune in and get to know yourself a little bit more. I hope you are so far enjoying our 30 days of yoga practice. You have made it to day 5. Congratulations. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, bringing the palms together in front of the heart. Hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart center, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. If you liked this class, then you know what to do. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button to follow along on our 30-day yoga journey and hit the notification bell to know when videos drop. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.